Today we're going to explore the top 6 most valuable wheat penny coins from the United States of America. These coins are famous for their rare errors, unique copper conditions, and unusual color shades that have made them major treasures in the coin collecting and investor world. These aren't just pieces of history. They are some of the most valuable coins collectors are hunting today. So, if you're a coin enthusiast or someone who appreciates the beauty and significance of U.S. currency, this video is for you. Welcome back to the channel. Let's get started with number 1. The 1956D Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of those coins that carries with it the power to ignite the imagination of collectors and dreamers alike. Minted in Denver during the final years of the beloved wheat penny design, this small copper coin may look ordinary at first, but within its details lies a story of value, rarity, and fortune that could change your destiny overnight. To most people, it's just a cent, something passed along in change and forgotten. But to those who know its secrets, it's a coin that holds unimaginable worth in today's market, a copper treasure capable of making its owner a millionaire or even a billionaire. The Wheat Penny series, introduced in 1909 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, had already established itself as one of America's most iconic coins. By 1956, the design was nearing the end of its run, with the Lincoln Memorial reverse set to replace it just 3 years later in 1959. That makes the 1956D penny part of generation's final chapter, a last hurrah for the wheat ears that had framed Lincoln's portrait for nearly half a century. Collectors recognize this not just as currency, but as history captured in copper. Now imagine the 1956D wheat penny not as a common coin, but as one of its rarest forms. Some examples were struck with minting errors, double dies, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, that turned them into unique works of art. These anomalies may seem minor, but to the coin market, they mean everything. A simple doubling of a date or letter can elevate the value of a 1-cent coin into the stratosphere. Suddenly, what once purchased a piece of candy can now command a fortune worth millions. Condition is the other great ruler of coin value. Most 1956D pennies have lived rough lives, tossed around in pockets, scratched in jars, worn down through decades of circulation. But a coin preserved in pristine mint state, glowing with original copper-red luster, is something rare and magnificent. Collectors pay staggering amounts for such coins because they are like time machines, perfect reminders of what the penny looked like the day it was struck nearly 70 years ago. In today's market, such coins can bring unimaginable wealth. The Denver Mint produced an enormous number of pennies in 1956, but quantity does not erase rarity. Hidden within the ocean of coins are pearls, special errors, flawless specimens, and uncirculated rolls that survived untouched. These are the coins that surface in auctions and shock the world with their value. These are the pennies that prove that even among billions, one coin can stand out as a priceless gem. Picture the excitement of stumbling across one of these rarities. Perhaps it's in a box of old change, passed down from grandparents who never thought twice about saving a handful of pennies. Perhaps it's in a dusty coin jar sitting unnoticed on a shelf. You take a closer look, and suddenly your heart races as you realize what you found. A coin worth millions, a coin that can rewrite your destiny, discovered in the most ordinary of places. This is why collectors chase the 1950-60 penny with such passion. They know that hidden among the common are the extraordinary. Every coin they inspect holds a chance, however slim, of being the one that changes everything. And unlike other investments, this is accessible to anyone. You don't need to be wealthy to search pennies. You just need curiosity, patience, and a bit of luck. That is what makes the penny market so electrifying. The coin also carries weight as a cultural artifact. When you hold a 1956D wheat penny, you're holding a piece of mid-century America, a time capsule of a nation after the war, standing on the threshold of prosperity and change. That context adds another layer of richness to its value. Collectors aren't just buying copper. They're buying history, nostalgia, and identity. Auction houses have seen these humble coins bring jaw-dropping results. A rare error penny or one in flawless mint state can trigger bidding wars that climb higher and higher, fueled by both passion and prestige. Winning such a coin is like winning a trophy. It's not just about owning money, but about owning a story, a legend in copper. That's why when a rare 1956 D penny appears, it electrifies the entire collecting community. For those who dream of wealth, the 1956 D penny is proof that fortune can be found in the smallest of places. Not in a lottery ticket, not in a stock market gamble, but in a coin that millions of people overlook daily. It is a reminder that greatness often hides in plain sight, waiting for someone with eyes sharp enough to see it. Think of the stories yet to be written. The young collector who discovers a treasure in pocket change, the family who unlocks generational wealth through a forgotten jar of pennies, the ordinary person whose life changes overnight because of one small coin. The 1956 D penny is not just a collector's item. It is the embodiment of opportunity itself. So the next time you encounter a penny, especially one bearing the year 1956 and the D mint mark, don't dismiss it as worthless. Look closer. Turn in the light. Study its every detail. That small coin may hold within it the power to change your life forever. The 1956 D Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than copper. It is a symbol of possibility, a key to fortune, and a shining reminder that destiny sometimes hides in the humblest of places. Next up, the 1954 D Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of those coins that captures the imagination of collectors and dreamers alike, because it represents the magic of hidden fortune within something as ordinary as a copper cent. At first glance, it looks like a humble coin, the kind that once passed through countless hands buying newspapers, candy, or bus rides. Yet beneath its small size lies a world of value, history, and rare potential that has turned ordinary people into millionaires overnight. This is the power of the 1954 D penny, a coin that can change your destiny if discovered in the right condition or bearing the right error. When minted at the Denver Mint in 1954, these coins bore the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of strength and leadership etched into American history. The reverse displayed the simple yet iconic wheat ears, a design that stood for over 4 decades as a symbol of prosperity and unity. But what makes the 1954 D penny fascinating is not just its design. It is the fact that this was minted during the twilight years of the wheat reverse, just before the world shifted to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. Each surviving wheat penny from this period feels like a farewell to a beloved era. The Denver Mint produced millions of these coins, but not all are equal. Many ended up worn and battered in circulation, their luster long gone. However, a select few escaped into a world in pristine condition, tucked away in rolls, collections, or forgotten jars. These flawless survivors, with fiery copper-red brilliance untouched by time, are the coins that fuel collector wars in today's market. When graded at the highest mint state levels, they are no longer worth a cent. They can command staggering sums. Even more thrilling are the error varieties that emerge from the Denver Mint. Imagine spotting a double die in the date, or a repunched D mint mark, or even an off-center strike. These quirks of the minting process turned ordinary cents into extraordinary rarities. To an untrained eye, they might seem like imperfections, but to a coin enthusiast, they are treasures worth thousands, even millions, depending on their rarity and condition. The smallest anomaly can transform a coin from pocket change to a life-altering windfall. Think about the excitement of someone pulling out an old wheat penny from their grandfather's collection and realizing it's a rare 1954 D era coin. What looked like a sentimental keepsake suddenly becomes a golden ticket to unimaginable wealth. The coin doesn't just carry copper. It carries the power to rewrite a family's fortune forever. Such stories are not just fantasy. They are played out time and again in the coin collecting world. Condition plays a massive role in this magic. While most circulated 1954 D pennies are worth only a little more than face value, those that shine with uncirculated brilliance are another story. Professional grading agencies assign values based on condition, and a top-tier coin can fetch a price that shocks even seasoned collectors. A coin that cost 1 cent in 1954 might now command prices in the tens of thousands or beyond if it ticks the boxes of rarity and perfection. This is what makes the 1954 D wheat penny such a captivating piece. It bridges the ordinary and extraordinary. You don't have to be a millionaire to own one. It could be hiding in your drawer or sitting at the bottom of an old piggy bank. But if yours happens to be the right one, in mint condition or with a rare error, you could suddenly find yourself standing on the doorstep of untold wealth. That possibility fuels the dreams of collectors and treasure hunters across the globe. It is also important to remember the cultural weight of the wheat penny itself. This design began in 1909 to honor the centennial of Lincoln's birth and carried through decades of American history, from the Great Depression to World War II into the booming post-war years. By 1954, these pennies were a symbol of a nation on the rise, and every coin struck carried with it the spirit of resilience and growth. Owning a 1954 D penny is like holding a small piece of America's mid-century heartbeat. Picture a coin auction where a brilliant, fiery red 1954 D penny comes to the stage. Collectors' hearts race, paddles rise, and the bids are higher and higher. They are not just competing for a cent. They are fighting for a treasure that combines beauty, rarity, and history. The atmosphere crackles with energy, and when the final hammer falls, the winning bidder walks away with a coin that is as much an investment as it is a piece of art. What makes this coin even more magical is its accessibility. Unlike diamonds locked away in vaults or artwork hidden in private galleries, a wheat penny could be in anyone's possession. That universal accessibility gives an aura of possibility. You could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. The thrill of searching, of inspecting dates and mint marks, keeps collectors hooked year after year. The 1954 D penny reminds us that greatness can hide in the humblest of forms. A single cent, overlooked by millions, has a potential to carry unimaginable worth. Its small copper body holds the power to transform an ordinary day into the moment your life changes forever. In the world of coin collecting, it is the perfect symbol of how fortune favors the observant, the patient, and the dreamers who believe that treasure still hides in plain sight. So the next time you encounter a wheat penny from 1954 with that little D beneath the date, don't dismiss it as pocket change. Hold it up to the light. Study its details, and let yourself imagine the fortune it could hold. Because within that tiny disc of copper lies a chance to unlock wealth beyond your wildest dreams. A coin that could, quite literally, change your fortune overnight. Next up, the 1942 no-mint mark Lincoln Wheat Penny stands as one of the most fascinating treasures hidden within the world of American coinage. At first glance, it may appear to be nothing more than a small copper coin, worn from circulation, tossed into change jars or forgotten in dusty drawers. But beneath that humble exterior lies the possibility of unimaginable wealth. This particular penny, struck during the height of World War II, is more than just currency. It is a relic of resilience, sacrifice, and prosperity that has since become a symbol of fortune for those lucky enough to uncover its rarer forms. In 1942, the United States was fully engaged in the war effort, and copper was in high demand for producing ammunition and military supplies. Every cent of copper mattered, yet the U.S. Mint continued to produce Lincoln Wheat Pennies in their traditional composition. Millions were struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, but not all of them were created equally. Hidden among the countless ordinary strikes are coins of extraordinary quality, carrying luster and sharpness that elevate them far beyond their face value. The absence of a mint mark on these coins indicates they came from Philadelphia, which had the largest minting capacity at the time. While this may sound common, the true magic of the 1942 penny lies in its condition and in certain rare varieties. Some were struck with double dies, others with subtle minting errors, and these quirks transformed what was once a common coin into an object of intense collector demand. A simple doubling in the date or the lettering Liberty can multiply its value by thousands, even millions, in the right market. Think of it. What once bought a stick of gum or a newspaper can today buy a mansion, a fleet of cars, or even set up generations for life. Stories abound of unsuspecting individuals discovering such pennies in old cigar boxes, change purses, or inherited collections. These are not just tales. They are realities that have changed lives overnight. The idea that you could be holding a coin worth millions in your palm is part of the thrill that surrounds the 1942 wheat penny. The copper itself is part of the legend. Unlike later years, when the Mint experimented with steel and other alloys during the war, the 1942 pennies retained their full copper composition. That rich, reddish glow, especially when preserved in mint state condition, can be breathtaking to collectors. A coin that retains its fiery copper-red brilliance, untouched by oxidation or wear, is a prize that auctions can push into astronomical price ranges. Consider the drama of a coin auction where a 1942 no-mint marked penny in pristine condition is placed on the block. Collectors from around the world raise their bids higher and higher, driven not just by the coin's rarity, but by its symbolism of history, endurance, and beauty. When the final hammer falls, the crowd gasps at the record-setting price. Such moments remind us that this small piece of copper is more than a coin. It is art, history, and fortune combined. Errors and varieties are the heartbeat of coin collecting, and the 1942 penny does not disappoint. Some feature off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or repunched details that give them a unique fingerprint. Far from being imperfections, these anomalies are celebrated, chased, and valued like hidden gems. To the untrained eye, they may appear as flaws, but to a numismatist, they are the marks of rarity and opportunity. The penny's connection to wartime America adds another layer of significance. Every 1942 penny is a survivor of a turbulent era, a time when the nation was united under immense strain. Holding one today is like holding a fragment of that history, a reminder how everyday objects can carry stories far beyond their intended purpose. That historical weight adds emotional and financial value that only increases with time. What makes this penny even more thrilling is its accessibility. Unlike diamonds or gold locked away in vaults, wheat pennies have a way of turning up in everyday life. They can appear in a forgotten family coin jar, a thrift shop, or a random pocket change discovery. The possibility that anyone, anywhere, could stumble across one keeps the hunt alive and exciting. The 1942 wheat penny teaches us a lesson about perception. To some, it is a worn-out piece of copper. To others, it is a key to unimaginable fortune. Its true worth lies not just in metal or condition, but in the story it tells and the dreams it inspires. A penny once dismissed as trivial now has the power to make billionaires overnight, provided it bears the right qualities. Imagine finding one in your possession today. That coin you once overlooked could suddenly open doors to wealth beyond your wildest imagination. It could buy you freedom, opportunity, and a future you never dared dream of. The 1942 penny is proof that even the smallest and most overlooked objects can carry life-changing potential. So, the next time you come across an old wheat penny from 1942 with no mint mark, don't let it slip through your fingers. Study it carefully, treasure its details, and consider what fortune it might hold. Because within that little circle of copper lies not just history, but the possibility of wealth that could change your life forever. A coin with the power to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary in the blink of an eye.